Hey guys, JP Fluellen here, and in today's video, we are going to talk about how do real estate agents get paid. So, first of all, I want to give you a little bit of context here. So, we're going to talk about in this video, particularly how does the buyer agent get paid. So there's a lot of news out there. What do real estate agents get paid, and how are they getting paid, and why does the seller have to pay? Well, I'm going to tell you that technically the seller doesn't pay. So I'm going to explain this a little bit. So when there's a house on the market, there is a real estate agent that talks to that seller and then negotiates a commission. That commission is paid to the listing broker's brokerage, and that is negotiated by the listing agent. And in that brokerage agreement, which is in that listing agreement, the seller agrees to pay that commission to the listing agent's brokerage. Now, as a part of that discussion, the seller agrees to offer a commission through the brokerage to the buyer's agent. The buyer's agent represents the buyer, but the seller pays the listing agent's brokerage. And that conversation is had when at the time of listing. So then when the property goes under contract, then it closes, the proceeds then pays the listing brokerage, and then the brokerage then pays the listing broker. So that is really how buyer's agents get paid. It's through the transaction that is negotiated up front with the listing brokerage. Now, why do we do that as listing agents? Because two is better than one, really, is what it comes down to. And also, by using the MLS as this instrument to distribute information out to the interwebs, and buyers have relationships with other real estate agents that may not be the listing agent for this particular property, and then therefore it gives you more exposure. And that's ultimately what you're paying for through the buyer-broker agreement and the listing agreement, is that you're paying for resources. And because without having resources, then homes can sit on the market a lot longer. Homes can spend, multiple days getting multiple price reductions. All of these things that are costly, because when a home goes on market, then it's considered holding costs. So every time you got to pay a mortgage, one more mortgage payment that that you didn't need to pay for if you had more exposure by having MLS, by having an agent that's got a marketing plan that's going to get your house getting more exposure, that's doing videos, that's using social media as a way to get more exposure to your property. Those things can tend to go away because that stuff is very costly. Listing agents are spending a lot of money up front to try to get your home sold. Buyers agents are spending a lot of money trying to attract buyers to go out there and then show homes. And we spend all this money up front with no home for sale, with no home that is under contract, that is then paying an agent a commission. Because we all get paid on all these things when it closes. So multiple months in a row, if we put a house on the market that doesn't sell, that then, gets pulled off the market, or that listing expires or gets withdrawn, then, we've spent all this money, up front, and that's the thing with as a real estate agent, we go in good faith that the clients that we work with want to work with us because they see the value in what we have to present, in hopes that we might get a closing. And so, we put a lot of risk out there on the line, hoping that, that things go well. And sometimes they go well and sometimes they don't. That's just the part of the field that we're in. And so this is why it's important to understand, like, where does that money come from? The money goes to the brokerage. The brokerage then pays their staff, pays their accounting, pays their fees, pays the light bill, pays all of their overhead. And then it gets split up between that, and then the agent gets a percentage of that gross commission that comes in. So a lot of it gets chopped up quite a bit before it gets back to the agent. So that is just, the agent is the conduit to bringing in the gross commission to the brokerage, and then the brokerage then places it where it needs to keep the engine lubricated and moving. So I hope that makes sense. If you would like a breakdown of how this works, you can just reach out to me directly. You can shoot me a text, a DM, you can email me, whatever we need to do to help explain this. We also, anytime you sign a document with our brokerages up here in Wyoming, we actually have what is called a buyer's agency agreement. You may have heard the term buyer broker agreement. It's the same thing, that kind of helps explain all this. So that was a lot to unpack. I hope there was enough there to kind of get a glimpse at what we do on a daily basis. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.